Welcome. In this example, we will learn how to redeem a previously issued credit note. Credit notes are issued from refund and exchange transactions, which have a negative cash balance. This cash balance is refunded onto a store credit with the customer's name attached. In the Compass system, credit notes are globally visible, which means that in multi-store environments, one credit note issued at store 1, for example, may be redeemed at store 2 at a later date. In order to begin the credit note transaction, let us, for example, create a sale. Pressing F10, we will bring up the inventory search screen and type in some search criteria. Then press Enter to initiate the search. Results will be displayed from the inventory. Use the arrow keys to navigate through the results. The currently selected line will be highlighted. When you have navigated to the correct line item, press Enter to add it to the sale. You may as well key in the item number or scan the barcode. If the product is a color and size item, the system will automatically prompt for further color and size information. Use the arrow keys to move through the grid and press Enter to select the appropriate color and size. After all the items have been entered in the sale, press Enter on a blank line to pull up the payment screen. Use the arrow keys to navigate through the different payment types. In order to redeem a credit note, you must go to the ST credit or store credit option and press Enter. You now have two options: gift certificate redemption or credit note redemption. In this example, we will be redeeming a credit note. You can use the arrow keys again to move through the grid and press Enter on the credit note option. Next, a search box will display. You will now need to search for the credit note, which is to be redeemed. There are three search criteria: CNID or credit note ID, name, which is all or part of a customer name, and a credit note reference ID. In this example, we will type in part of the customer name. For example, let's assume the customer's name is John Smith. Let's type in John and press Enter. Any part of the customer name that contains John will be returned. For example, notice the first result is Dwight Johnson. We will use the arrow keys to move through the grid. And for example, let us say CNID 50 containing the word John Smith or the name John Smith is the appropriate credit note. You will need to ensure that the date for the credit note, the expiry date, is greater than today. Otherwise, the credit note will not be redeemable. Notice John Smith's credit note has $528.10 balance. Since the transaction total is $36.45, the entire payment amount can be redeemed on the credit note alone. However, in the event that the credit note balance is less than the transaction total, you will need to specify additional payment types to make up the difference. After you have selected the correct matching credit note result, press Enter to apply the credit note to the current sale. Notice credit note's success is displayed in the grid with a total of $36.45. A change due 0 label now appears. This indicates that the entire transaction amount has been paid and no money is owing to the customer. In the event that payment is made in excess of the transaction total, the change due amount may be positive. This would indicate that money from the cash register should be returned to the customer to balance the transaction. When finished, press the End button on your keyboard to complete the transaction. The receipt should now print and the cash drawer will open. If this is a credit note redeem transaction, a balance for the remaining amount of the credit note will be displayed. This ends the lesson on how to redeem a credit note against a simple sale. Thank you.